Greetings, friends, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Remy Wins a Lot show. Today we're talking about a game on pretty much everyone's lips, and that game is Persona 5. And it's quite a large game, and in that Herculean task, I'm joined with two friends of mine to help me get through it.
I'm Nathan, anime fan and JRPG fan.
And I'm Coppin, a friend of these guys.
Nice. They're willing to lend me their time, and honestly, we're going to try to dig through this game together, but holy cow, we got a lot to go through. Now, this is an incredibly large and expansive game in both content and length, and we should mention now that none of us here have actually beaten this game yet, so this is less of a formal review and more of an impressions and takeaways. So that's it, guys. Persona 5.
Wow.
Dude, that's a fair reaction, actually. I think that's... How do you feel, Coppin?
Well, I've been waiting for 10 years, and the first two, in terms of 3 and 4 for PS2, didn't disappoint me at all. And for me, my opinion's always been I'd rather wait a bit longer for a masterpiece.
Yeah, I think we definitely waited a little long for this one. I mean, it's been 9 years since we saw a numbered entry in the Persona saga, and I think we all loved 4. I mean, there's no debate about that. It's a great game. 3, FES, is a great game.
Yeah.
1 and 2 get a little jumbled here in the West because, well, we didn't get full translations of these games, so it's tough to say you've been a Persona fan for life, right?
Well, for me, I think 1 and 2 are almost different. I consider them almost different games. 3 is where Persona found its style.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the footing was really sunk in there. Coppin, did you jump into 3? Was that your first Persona? Did you play 4 and then go back to 3?
You know, it's funny. My actual one was I went 3, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
There's not a lot of people who envy that order, actually.
No, I'm sure. I don't bring it up often.
Yeah, that's a bit of a rough one.
But 3 definitely started me in a dark place, to say the least. So I was wondering what 5 would be like comparatively. But, 4 was a bit of a lighter tone.
Yeah, I agree. I think we all came out of 4 feeling really good. It was a very encouraging
game. Things were looking up.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
3 was really dark, 4 was really happy, 5 is in the middle.
I would agree with that. 5 is a dark game. I mean, impression-wise, right out of the gate, guys, like the color tones, we're talking about a black and red set for the entire game, which is very different than the blue, very different than the yellow.
Right.
We are talking about a tone very, very unlike Persona that we've seen so far.
But they still managed to be colorful.
Well, I like how each game has its own base couple colors.
It's almost like its base identity, I guess.
Yeah,
if you kind of look at it.
It's cool.
So red, does that mean that 5 is the darkest game in the Persona saga?
We don't know yet.
I don't know. I would imagine that the dark colors are signifying with the thief, kind of motto going on there. So, I don't know. That's just my take of it.
Persona 4 makes me feel really good. I think that's the thing I want to take away from this. Is like that game, I turn it on, and it there's something that happens that starts with the opening cutscene and doesn't stop until I've turned the game off for the night, which is incredibly a struggle. I think you can all agree.
Right.
Mona tells us to go to sleep all the time. But no one really wants to go to sleep while they're playing this game, which is a big bummer.
I don't know. I know. It's amazing how much it feels.
1 in the morning, you look down at the clock, look back up at Persona.
Yeah, it's...
2 more days. 2 more days. 2 more days. Oh, but I'm going into the palace. Oh.
No, palace days are not a day. Like, that is like a 5-hour segment
of
RPG.
Week.
Yeah, that is
I'm waking up in the morning thinking it's August in real life, and then it's not. It's in the game, and then I'm dressing for winter. It's a whole thing.
So how far is everyone into Persona 5? I think that's a really important thing to note to the viewers. We're not going to spoil anything past the first dungeon. That's pretty clean and out on the internet at this point. After that, we're going to respect every single one of you guys at home. We're not going to get into a heavy spoiler territory. But we are going to talk about the characters and some of their progression that I would say is not spoiler, because if you've watched any trailers for this game, which you probably have, it's been kind of told to you anyway. So... Not our fault.
Yeah. Some people aren't at the beginning of the game that are in later in the game.
And yeah, that's just what happens.
Yeah.
It's an RPG.
I'm halfway through the 3rd palace. Yeah, 3rd palace. So 22, 25 hours in, somewhere around there.
That's kind of where I'm at, to be honest. Coppin, you're a little further, I think, right?
Yeah, I literally last night just finished the 4th one. But I saved it, don't know anything past that, and I'm I would say 50 to 60 But me, I take my time, so that might not be for the regular person.
Large game. This is a huge
Yeah.
game. I'm hearing 80 to 100 hours, like minimum.
I'm hearing over 100 to be
I would
honest.
believe it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy to believe.
Well, 'cause the people who are playing this game, dude, you're not going in rushing. Nobody's rushing through this game. Why would you?
No.
Well,
It's too beautiful.
You physically can't. Well, unless you want to not know what the story is, you physically can't rush through this game. It's time.
Right.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. And for those of you who haven't played Persona at home, we're not going to break down direct gameplay at this point yet, but you are literally forced to follow a guide at some point.
You have a schedule. You're living the life of a student, and
it makes you feel
Tokyo.
that way, and I think that's really one of the strongest points of the game. Is I've never been to Tokyo. You've been lucky enough to see parts of Japan.
they're there.
Yeah, I was about to say, does that
Everything's
feel
there.
accurate?
Yeah, I mean, to some semblance. I mean, the Tokyo subway system.
I got lost
I was
first day.
there.
Who got lost on their first day? Okay, good. I'm glad. Like
I
they
was
got...
there.
I'm gonna rifle this hand up here.
To be fair, when I was there, I just went with the river.
I played a lot of RPGs, and I can tell you that first day where you get cut loose to head to school for your first time was probably one of the most intimidating thing I felt in a video game for the last few years.
Yeah, when they're just like, hey, go to school, figure it out.
There's
But
so
yeah, I
many
mean, he's
people.
Japanese, but he's from the country.
Yeah.
The country, he's from a rural town, so when he comes to Tokyo, he probably felt like we did.
Yeah, I think you're
Right.
made to feel alien.
Except for the language barrier, probably. But
Oh man, yeah, that's gonna go ahead and stand in all of our ways.
Well, another cool thing that this game does, but they offer the Japanese voices for free, and I think that's a really
it's
cool
the
thing.
first time a Persona's
Yes.
done that, to my knowledge.
Yes,
Yep.
it is.
And to be honest, that's more than you think. That's putting cutscenes involved. That's putting tons of content in there.
And basically, the
It's
only
a different
thing,
game. To
Well, I
say.
think it
only
speaks
thing
to
that's not
Atlas.
subtitled
Right.
in the Japanese voices is the actual what they say when they attack or do.
Yeah,
Right,
I
so-
think combat's kind of tough.
Everything else, no, even the combat, when they say in combat between rounds, is up in the top right corner.
Yeah, it's just in an inconvenient spot,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
It is. But
But they did a good job with the subs.
yeah.
Well, there was the delay. I mean, we waited for the English translation. I mean, is anyone playing it in English? I am playing it in English. So.
I am as well. At the beginning, I was jumping sides, and it just I had to do it in English because I always go
I am a
Japanese.
dirty purist. I normally
Dirty
try.
purist.
He is.
I normally try to play everything and watch everything and what it was originally the original, language it was made in. But I can totally understand why you wouldn't want to do this for Persona. There's a lot going on, a lot of different characters talking.
I think
It'd be a
first
lot more
playthrough is
natural.
why I decided to
Right.
play it in
But
English. 'Cause-
Video games, I think, are all about immersion. When I'm watching an anime, I'm just watching a TV show.
yeah, it's true.
Video games are about immersion, and then having that language barrier is kind of hard to get completely immersed. So I would totally understand why you pick English, and from what I've heard, very good voice acting.
I think they're really both. I mean, brilliant casts across the board.
Some pretty all-star voices,
and especially in Japanese.
Yeah.
And some good people in English too.
And to be
so, yeah.
also like little things like this, when you aren't looking at the screen, those seconds that you aren't looking at the screen, you're looking for that English voice. You don't want to catch parts of the sentence in Japanese. So to each their own. I mean, for you, probably understand half of it, but
well, it's more so. I mean, training. Like I've done
Right.
it so much.
Yeah, you.
My eyes do this.
right, dude. I
Yeah.
I wish to attain that level someday.
So something that doesn't have a language barrier is art direction. I think we can all say that this game is a stunning
Oh my
piece of
Okay.
God.
I got this game. Went to one of my friend's house, and I sat down and played it. And I had two friends playing Overwatch while I put this game on.
Overwatch,
And-
great game.
Great game,
Yeah,
fantastic. But after the match they were playing was over, they had both stopped and had the exact same expression that I had on my face. It's
called
amazing.
Persona face.
Yeah.
Your eyes were in a candy store, dude. That's
It's-
exactly what happened.
The style. It breathes, eats, sleeps. Everything is stylized.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, that's Persona playing on the screen.
Yeah. You can
Right.
tell it's
Yeah.
instantly identifiable from the moment you walk into a room.
Just even the experience points and money counter at the end of a match. It's a line.
Oh, yeah. I've seen a lot
Everyone's
of menu
faces.
systems as a JRPG fan. We've breathed in menu systems
Read
for
my
a long
mind.
time. And this is probably the best menu I've ever seen.
Or when you hit triangle and the main character whams the menu on the
It's
Like,
oh,
it's
dude.
so good.
Hey, spent more time in the menu than on Devil May Cry original. Right here. So I'm just saying that's enough right there.
No, that's fair. And I mean, the experience. How would they compare?
Yeah, right. The menu definitely has more depth, more XP availability.
And for me, this Persona knows itself. The style,
Yeah.
they grabbed the Phantom Thief aesthetic and owned it more than any other video game has.
Yeah, the sense of identity through the title, it's unimaginable. It's phenomenal.
Oh,
I haven't seen anything like it.
Agreed. And it's easy for a game to just say, okay, you're thieves. But they base the entire game and the stylization around you being a thief and like being immersed into being that thief. Dude, I never feel like I'm not one.
The palaces are what stand out to me as well. I mean,
Right.
the direction there, once again, embodies that feeling of being a thief.
Chatter from the people, all that.
It's
you know?
incredible the environments you tackle right away and how it makes you feel like a thief. It's
And the
Incredible
calling
design.
card system,
Great.
I love it.
Just
I
the tutorial.
love it. So no
Yeah.
matter what, minor spoilers-ish for the mechanics of the game, but at the end of a dungeon, every time, you have to send a calling card. So you find the target, and you send a calling card. It's amazing.
yeah, and the way it's set up, it feels like a classic. It feels like an old Lupin movie.
Yeah. If
It's
you
got
like
that
Lupin the
same
Third,
sense.
you'll like this game.
Yeah, Lupin endorsed.
Yeah.
Well, and it's fun because the calling card is meant to dishevel the enemy and make them worry, and to see the 180 switch from personalities from the person that you give a calling card to, and see, oh my god, it's just, mwah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And anyone who's ever played a Persona game, like you'll know, it's very deep in the way it means like cognition versus reality,
Yeah.
perception
meaning.
versus reality, and how people think, and that's their reality.
It tackles that in a big way.
Yeah.
And this game, out of the gate, is incredibly adult as well with its themes and
Yeah.
its direction. And
Big time.
You see the bubbly anime cover, but there's a dark beast lying underneath that.
Yeah, I've played a lot of anime fluff games.
Well,
I
dude,
think we all have.
You know
so.
what?
But
You'd
this
be
is not
lying to
that
me if
title.
you said anybody didn't have inner demons to deal with in
Yeah,
real life.
and I think
and this
that's-
game tackles that and puts it in your face. Everybody has inner demons. Your team, the people you're fighting, and it makes you wonder at times if you're doing the right thing. And that's a good game.
Well, I think the first thing Igor tells you when the game starts, gather the outcasts. They'll
Yeah.
come to you.
Yeah.
You're bound to fail, but you have a small chance of victory
Which-
if you have your friends by your side.
Yeah.
And man,
That's
this
the-
game. Wow.
That's the overlying message of every Persona game, really.
Yeah, I was going
Right.
to say, as a franchise,
And this
I think
game-
it tackles, it always has tackled
Right.
these things very, very well.
And they do so well in keeping those roots, but still feeling fresh every time.
Yeah, I agree, and that's what's amazing is from Persona to Persona game that we've had a gameplay standard at this point that I think we've all gotten used to. Yet this game feels so fresh. I mean, is it just the funky nature of it? Is it because the menus are literally better than some
it's-
entire AAA production?
It's
Oh
fair.
my god!
I don't know.
To be honest, like my least favorite part of every Persona game is the battle system. I just
Yeah.
do not like the RPG elements in the Persona franchise.
Well, we'll get to gameplay later.
Yeah,
we'll
but-
get to gameplay later.
but,
and I agree.
mean,
I agree. It's got
not
some.
talking about gameplay, but the art direction and the music and the writing makes all that go away and makes you look forward to all those adventures with the people that you're with. So it turns its greatest weakness into one of its greatest strengths, for me at least.
I agree. And you mentioned something music we haven't spoke about yet, which
Dude.
I think we all
You got
heard
a
this
few
soundtrack
hours?
raw. I know Nate, you had some different opinions than I did on this soundtrack raw, and I could totally understand. I think we've all heard it in motion now, and I think we all appreciate it a
Oh,
lot more.
in gameplay wise, it might be my favorite Persona soundtrack.
I think it's one of the more eclectic ones. I mean, this game,
It's jazzy.
it's jazzy,
Well,
and jazz is eclectic.
All Persona
Yeah, dude.
themes are a little jazzy, but all Persona soundtracks are a little jazzy.
Nah,
But
this is-
this one,
This game's Disco Central. And
Yeah, a little pep up.
well,
but there are certain songs on this soundtrack that I will say are some of the best video game OSTs of all time. Beneath the Mask,
Great song.
Oh, yeah.
I did the shopkeeper's theme.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
The airsoft guy.
Yeah.
He's too good. It's just it's a toe tapper.
And
It's
I
a
personally
bebopper.
think that the reason why the Persona always has such well-received music is that most of their games always have a big dark atmosphere, and they jazz up and even it out by having great music. You're dancing to disco music while you're fighting big dick demons.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Honestly,
Big Dick Demon is
It's the first enemy you come across. I'm sorry.
The main theme of Persona 5 is rebellion. Really. Igor says it a lot.
Mhm,
You know, they say
he
it,
does.
that you have to rebel against yourself to get your persona. This music rebels against its themes.
Yeah, I that's a great takeaway from that actually.
Nailed it,
like-
man.
I think from
Nailed it.
environment to environment, it evolves in a way that challenges you to go, okay, what's next, and where is this game going to lead me? Because you think you have it figured out, and then it
And-
tackles a different theme that you didn't expect.
And there's
it
so
to.
many different viewpoints, just like the game itself. Everybody has their own kind of things to deal with, and everybody thinks differently about other people. We're all going to think differently about the themes of the game, and everybody's going to bring up different
Yeah, it's a
points.
great water cooler game. Persona.
Oh, man.
You
Drain the water cooler. with
Yeah,
that one.
yeah, I agree. There seems like one thing that's not a water cooler about Persona, and I think you and I agree with some gameplay complaints. Which, if you played a Persona, it's not the most revolutionary JRPG. Let's just be honest. So I think when we talk about the combat system in Persona games, it really comes down to find the weakness, manipulate the weakness, do an all-out attack, finish the battle, grind EXP, win a good time. I don't find the combat system in Persona games to ever be the most engaging. You touched on it earlier.
It's a dungeon crawler.
It is. It is a dungeon crawler.
It's a rock, paper, scissors system. Every time you're in a new palace,
Yeah.
you have to memorize each enemy that you fight. And then every new enemy you fight, you go through every element you own until you hit the weakness, and then now you know for the rest of the
Or you
dungeon.
just catch it like a Pokemon, and then you just have the
You look
ability
it
to
up,
hold
yeah.
L. You literally can hit R1 in this game, I believe, and it just goes straight to the weakness spell if you have it, and then you just cast it.
Yeah, the assist option, which I kind of like. It just
Oh, I
saves time.
agree. It's turned this game into a one-hand RPG if you'd like it to be, and that resembles a game that I love, Earthbound. So yes, if I can play an RPG one-handed, I'm all about it. No, not because of anything like that. I'm just saying
Wouldn't have surprised me.
we all like Persona. We all like Persona, but not like that.
Not as much as DOA Extreme Beach Volleyball.
No, I guess.
We've all been known to one-hand a game at a time.
Coppin, how do you feel about the combat system? Nate and I seem to have a lot of agreements on
I
this.
like it a lot because it lets you get a feel for your teammates. Your main guy, of course, he's a jack of all trades. He
Yeah.
can do everything. That's not news to any Persona fan.
Mm-mm.
But every character, you get a feel for them in their attacks, so you know exactly what they're doing at all times. So you have to focus on your main guy because everybody else is always the same. Yes, their personas level up, they get skills, whatnot, but you're able to plan around them, and the fact that you can switch them out at pure will,
Later in the game.
the
Yeah.
possibility is limitless.
I think that the first dungeon especially is very rudimentary. It treats its audience a little too scaled back in the RPG elements, in my
But
opinion.
the difficulty ramps up to...
It does. By the third palace, I think we can all agree I had some challenges.
Oh, the third
starting
palace.
and
I
doing,
mean, I
pretty
for
quick.
the first time, I've completely game overed in this game, and I've done it twice in the third dungeon.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm glad to know that I'm not the only person having a challenge.
No,
I haven't
it
game
wasn't
overed yet
awesome.
because I
I lost about an hour.
Oh, yeah, and I haven't either because additionally I'm better than you. So I'm just,
Well, that's
I'm just-
how that is.
No,
it's in the
I-
books. Put it down.
Unfortunately, I choose what characters I like in the party over what elements they have.
Yeah, I
Oh,
agree.
shots fired.
I have the same problem though. I have a lot of personal attachment to these characters.
And
in combat.
Ryuji Makoto.
And that's-
it.
that-
Rest
yeah.
of the game.
I think that could be a. Oh, you don't use Mona? You don't use Mona? Oh.
No.
It's
Mona
because
Love. Who
like
doesn't like
3 of
this?
my personas have wind, and
They won't soon though. And I think that's the thing is I don't think anyone here is saying we don't like the catching, fusing, that kind of.
I actually
mechanic.
like that. Every time you have to catch a persona, you have to have a conversation.
That's
with
back
it.
to the Persona 2 style, actually.
It
Well,
is.
that's one I've
and
never
the old
touched.
Shin Megami games, I believe some of the newer Shin Megami games have that as an aspect as well, which is cool to see back. I think a lot of us
Well,
fans.
that's
are
something that
gonna
should have
guess.
never left, to be honest.
I agree because it's cool to immerse yourself with the demons themselves. It gives them more of a personality than just you're just
Well,
my guy, you're my sword.
If they're a persona, they're a part of you.
They
If you
embody
don't-
it,
yeah,
yeah.
If you don't know what type of person they are, I mean, they tell you, I'd like to be your persona, but I don't know
what
you.
kind of, yeah, I don't know
Right,
what kind of
they-
person you are. Can we chat for a little bit? Like,
Yeah.
They say that.
The
And-
nice thing too is that the questions they ask, I've answered them honestly in the way that I think would be right, and I'm wrong because of their personality.
Yeah, it's challenging at times, and that was what I was gonna bring up is there is a grind factor, unfortunately, especially if you want to advance certain,
I mean,
connections with
I'm not
people.
on easy. I'm on normal.
Yeah.
So
All of us,
I
I
still
believe,
have to grind.
Yeah.
Like if I don't have the latest weapons fighting the boss, it's gonna be a rough fight.
I agree with you, but I mean, when you're trying to fuse certain personas and make sure you keep certain skills and movesets, it feels heavy. And that menu system has evolved a lot, I think, since 3 especially, but it's not smooth enough that you're just like, okay, I find myself consistently having to double check, and it makes that process of walking through that blue arch feel like I'm going to work for a moment in a game that is just absolutely splendid. The whole thing, other than that,
I never
is
thought of it like that, but I mean, you're honestly right in that aspect. I always thought Persona would have been a stronger franchise if your person, like in Persona 4, if your main character kept Izanagi. I thought Izanagi was one of the coolest personas ever
Yeah.
created.
Yes, the lack of the original persona that your main character gets
And
in every single game.
Yeah.
You do not. They become outdated.
Yeah, and just
as hell.
just like in Persona 4 and Persona 5, it's like our scene is amazing looking. I love the
Yeah.
top hat,
Oh my
the angel
god,
wing.
that's what makes
And
me
the-
so upset.
and then the second dungeon, you're like, screw that guy.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. What was your name again?
Oh,
yeah,
like
He's level 2.
oh,
Okay,
you're gonna
sorry.
check out.
it's
Yeah.
sad, dude. It's
So
sad.
I thought Persona would have been better off just keeping the one persona and having the second persona thing as an
Yeah.
option.
Yeah, I agree. It's just how it's set up, and I get the legacy of the series. I just find that to be one of the
But
clunkier
then
portions.
just make our scene level up with you then. Just make him as a persona that stays at your level.
And that's the other problem too, is the persona level versus your character's level is so slow. You can't get attached to that persona as a
Right.
main
No,
character.
you can't.
And I think that's really frustrating for me because I think we all grew up on Pokemon.
Oh,
We
yeah.
all know how to do monster catchers. This is not new for any of us. So I think we keep that one that we hold in our heart, and it's
Right.
our top left
I
pick.
fused a
I
stupid...
can't have a top left pick.
Yeah.
I think the way that they try to alleviate that is that you can register your current persona at whatever level and skills that they have, so
Yeah.
that if you ever get rid of them, you can summon them again at that level. But as you said,
It
it
takes
takes
too long to
forever
grind. It
to
takes too
level
long
them
to
up.
grind.
Oh my god,
They
it's,
level
it's
at like
a
half the
nightmare.
speed of your normal character.
And it goes directly against a little bit of the gameplay mechanics because this game doesn't encourage you to level grind. It encourages
No,
you
you
to
always
move
stay
on
at the
fast.
because you start getting less XP per enemy
Yeah.
the higher level you
We've
get.
all
It's one
seen
of
the
those
memes.
games.
No, this game
We've seen
bothers you to move forward sometimes. Like, and that's
Right.
another gameplay mechanic
But
that I'm
at
going
the
to
same,
disagree with.
yeah, and at the same time, and like choosing to go do the dungeon mechanic directly harms your social life,
yeah,
and that's true. I mean, in reality, that's what will
that's
really
what I
happen.
want.
But you don't ever have the option to push yourself. And like, for example, if things were down to the wire and you needed some lockpicks in that dungeon, you don't think you'd stay up an extra 15, 20 minutes
Yeah.
to make another lockpick? I'm sorry. Having the cat go to bed, you did
worked-
what the game's supposed to be doing right now, go to bed.
You work too hard, kid. Go
Yeah.
to
Work too hard, maybe next time.
No, I get what you mean, but then that would throw away all of their aspects of do stuff after school, do stuff in the evening. You
Yeah.
know this.
bed. Yeah.
Follow it. Don't make the mistake. You're right. You're right.
But really,
Following that
It's-
extra.
oh,
But then
Mementos
wouldn't
and
it
the
get
Palace,
to?
Mementos and the Palace are the only two activities in the entire game that take up evening and afternoon.
Yeah.
Right.
After school. and
But
everything.
then
Yeah.
I like when they do things like, oh, you want this part-time job? Well, it's at night. So do you want to earn money?
Okay, I
What?
might be the only person that's never taken a job in a Persona game because I just can't do it. Why
Well,
would I take a
first
job
of
in a
all-
Persona game?
first
I don't
of all,
need the money.
It is
Potential
the, it is the
socialists that I
most.
don't know
It's the
about.
least time efficient way of
Yeah.
earning money. If you spend one day at Mementos, you will make thousands and thousands.
Thousands.
Of money.
Right. But like the beef bowl shop, you earn proficiency and $4,000 a night.
Yeah, and that's
I'll take that.
Well,
that's
yeah,
true.
definitely.
Once you get into those jobs like that, and at that point you're kind of relying a little bit maybe on an FAQ or a guide or something because I think a lot of people are actually, which is sad to me because I'm not. I don't know about you
Well,
guys,
unfortunately-
but I'm trying not to min-max
well,
in my gameplay experience.
To be fair,
and I think that's
to
where my
be fair,
frustrating points with the time management
they
comes
don't.
in.
They don't localize the test questions, at least to my knowledge, because there's a lot of Japanese history questions,
That's just,
and which
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
okay with that, to
no,
be
I think,
honest.
okay.
But
No one's
don't-
gonna give anyone guff for looking at test answers, right?
No one.
Dude, I cheated my way through
We're
college,
good.
basically, right
Not-
there.
not-
Like,
not-
like,
not-
like,
wait,
like
not
high
giving guff,
school.
not
or-
giving guff to test answers. All right, we're good.
Okay.
We're on this. All right,
Yeah.
we're all good.
It's a
At that
permanent
point-
tab on my phone's browser.
At that point, if you look at what to say to Anne, you're a bastard, and you deserve to burn in hell because
That's
play the
true.
game. Play the game. Don't sit there and I want all 3 music notes.
I want to get her myself.
No,
It's true.
but
Well,
but
that's yeah. I mean, some,
Nate's like, well,
I've never done it, and I don't plan
Wow.
to, but I can see why people would,
no, I agree. But
because you don't want to waste time, and if you mess up on the answer,
right, spending all that time, I
But still
get
gonna
it.
get
it's your
level.
observation skills. As Coppin told me last time we talked about the game in person, you told me that Anne likes sweets, and when you told me that, I remembered every time I see Anne walk off from off screen, she's got a thing of sweets in her hand.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, if I would have been noticing that the whole time, I wouldn't have given her a fake cactus.
Dude. She was probably like, oh, that's great.
That's what she was like. She didn't seem to particularly like that gift, and I was like, "That's good," because I wanted to put that on my shelf. Well, now she doesn't want it, and now it's gone.
Do you mind if I
now
walk
you're, Now you're
home
down to cactus.
without
Yeah,
you?
It would have really tied the room
As she
together.
gets home, why did he give me this?
Oh
so,
my god.
so I think we can all say that the Persona is a game about time management and dungeon crawling. So why is it so good then? Like, I seriously, you say those words to me. Someone walks up to me and goes, "Hey man, you want to play this tedious game where you have to manage a daily life and go to a dungeon crawler, which doesn't really provide you the most engaging JRPG experience?" I'd be like, no.
It's cool
Because
they...
the complete package is amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the point to take away from. I think we all play for the story.
Yeah, I mean that's all. I mean, to be honest, I cannot wait for Persona 5 to 26 episode animation. Please, tomorrow, start it.
Yeah, right. Throw that on me
It's
all
not going
day.
to start tomorrow.
I know. Don't give me
Take a
the
while.
Persona 3 movie treatment. I want this. I want a full series, and I want to just enjoy it. Because, honestly, but I'm going to play the game. I don't care.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I think it's important because it's a very anime story. I'm not the biggest anime fan in some aspects. I think you guys definitely have that much more covered than I do. But I still feel so pulled into it. The storytelling, the way that it goes about its pacing, despite its frustrations, is incredibly engaging. The one more day scenario. This is the worst game I've ever played with one more day scenario.
Yeah, well,
Why? Why is it
I
doing this
finish
to
a
me?
day, and I'm like, okay, today I am going to go study in the library, get some guts and some knowledge, and then after that, I'm going to do a Big Bang Burger, take that challenge, and pound that burger. And then I get off of class,
Yup.
open my phone, and the doctor's like, hey, how's that medication working? Want to come for a checkup? And I'd be like, why
Does this-
not?
By the
Yeah,
way,
let's
how
do
in
that.
the hell does that kid eat a burger the size of a tire?
I've
Like,
seen some
like,
things. In my day, I've seen some things. Oh, okay, here's the thing.
Well, first of all, I'm not gutsy enough for that.
Yeah, I was about to say. Let's work on the guts there.
I wish guts would be the thing that would cure that. Hey, I feel like eating this huge ass burger today. Done.
Well, I think we're thinking of it too figuratively. I think it's literally you have to have the guts.
Oh, you're right, dude, right there. You're like literally the guy.
But here's the thing. You have had a very different gameplay experience. I have not eaten that many burgers. I have held off. I have been more reserved on my burger
Well,
eating habits.
I go to the library. One note of guts.
You've already planned more than I have, though. That's what's scaring me. Like, I go into a day by the seat of my pants, flying by 12,000 text messages. I am living in an age of virtual technology. This game is pulling me to places I don't know.
I don't wanna do it.
I don't know
before,
why.
As I just referenced before, yeah, I planned it, but I was still ended up at the doctor's office.
I don't really think of combat as an obstacle like I did in previous Persona games. In this one, it just flows well with the music and
Oh, the music's combat music.
I look forward to it. So
I think the one thing that I can say that absolutely annoys me is the small break that the music in combat has. Stop that. When you go to all out, before you go all out, I know that they're going into the negotiation.
I
interrogation
know,
kind of scene,
I know.
But there's just that moment, and you know you're not gonna talk to him because you want the monies, and he's not gonna give you as much money as slaughtering all of them.
Right.
And then there's that break. It's a second, but it just like it bugs me so much.
Maybe if
I
you
don't
have
know
that,
why.
maybe if you have that persona in your inventory,
I agree.
it won't turn on. Like
Yeah, I mean it's a small complaint in a sea of just worship and praise.
Right, dude, we're digging for anything
Yeah.
wrong right now. Like we're just
Persona 5, 0 out of 10 because of that goddamn music pause.
damn
It's
music.
Call
throw
it
it
a
out.
Yeah, dude.
Snap your disc.
Garbage.
Yeah. No, I can't recommend it.
God.
I honestly,
Yeah, as I said, it has a couple problems for me in the gameplay department, but everything else makes up for it plus more.
I think it's the characters and it's the story so far, which has been highly engaging.
Is it sad that I want to play the game so I can knock a weakness down and then see my character high five Anne? And be like, and Anne comes out and fights, and then she does it, and then she high fives
Nothing's
Ryuji, and
cooler.
like I'm okay with that.
It's a spectacular thing
Yeah.
to see combat in
Right, I
full
mean, you know-
motion. When you watch Persona, you're just like, this is alright. For a turn-based JRPG, you're saying this is alright, so I guess visual direction really wins over everything because it's so engaging and everything else in this game.
But one
is
mechanic
so...
I want to say that is definitely improved, I've never seen any other Persona ones that I've played, is the boss mechanic, where you have to select a member of your party and have them go do a task.
Yeah.
Totally cool, dude.
Like, that is
Super cool.
Love it.
amazing. There's a whole dialogue going on with that
Yep.
character as they're slowly progressing towards
It's a
beating
big
the
risk
boss.
reward, man.
Yeah.
You're down a member, dude, against the final boss.
And I'm wondering, does it impact your chances of success? Who
Don't
you
know.
pick? Because I mean, I'm sure all of us might have picked different people, and we won't talk about that here because that's a
Well,
spoiler.
Mona does say pick the person right for the job.
Yeah,
that's your
true.
perception.
Yeah, that's
If it actually has an effect on the gameplay, I mean, I beat every boss I've come across. So.
Yeah, I haven't had a
Right.
problem.
Is he good with the terrain? Is it because of the guy? Is it the personalities you mix with? It's completely up to you.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
why
have
the
to see
game's
if,
awesome.
like, by the end of the game, that mechanic evolves into something a little bit more that will challenge.
That's what they're good about. They have evolutions of the gameplay throughout pretty much the entire game. They always give you something a little bit new.
My general choice is just picking the person that dungeon is related to.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
I got that person in that dungeon, so I'm going to use them for the task.
I think we all agree that something that ties this game entirely together is the characters, the story. I think they're really, really well done, really well told.
That's why I played the game, to be honest.
Isn't a character I don't love right now.
Yeah, and so far, very, very early in the game, everyone you're introduced to seems like solid core members of a JRPG group.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think there's a weak link yet. Anyone have a character they don't like?
At first, Yusuke, but he grew on me.
Same here, to be honest.
Yeah,
He's quirky, and I love his originality. To be honest, he has a lot of cool things about him that you just don't see.
Yeah, I think the main cast. You know, we got Ryuji, we got Mona, which I love Mona. You don't use Mona.
A lot of
we were talking
people-
earlier.
No,
You
I do
don't
not
use
use
Mona. Oh man, it's tough for me to give up. And then Anne.
Well, his job for me is he's the information guy. He tells me what I'm doing. Like, I would rather have him, role-playing wise, just telling me, like, hey, that guy, I'm going to look up how to beat him.
And guess what? That's immersion, dude. That's
Yeah.
your way to enjoy the game. Bam.
Where's he at in combat then? Hot shot.
Oh, I shot.
He's a cat monster!
He's just sulking around somewhere.
Well, they're all there, technically, because when they're in the safe room, all the whole party's together, no matter.
Yeah, they trail behind. I think is the whole thing.
They're watching your butt.
Yeah, great. Thanks for watching my butts.
But this story,
Leather
like
helps.
every other Persona story, starts with you are now displaced from your home for 1 year.
Yeah, it's always a year. It's always that 1 year at a foreign school.
And your parents went off to America, right? And then you moved in with your family and your uncle in the country.
Yeah.
In this one, you were accused of assaulting a person.
Yeah, heavy theme right
Yeah.
out of the gate. We deal with sexual assault.
Yeah.
And-
In reality,
Not shy.
you were stopping someone from raping another person.
Yeah, good thing.
And he was drunk off his butt, so he tripped and fell, broke his face open, and then accused you of assault.
Yeah, which is great because he's a high-ranking government official who then destroys your life.
And he
it's-
had dirt on the woman, so of course she doesn't help you out.
no.
And
Boy,
you shift
right
off
out
to
of the
some
gate.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, you really feel that sense of like, wow, this game is gonna hit really hard with the adult themes. It's such a weird departure from the standard JRPG that make up its gameplay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what is considered standard now? What most
Yeah, that's true.
What we in the West consider standard is something like Final Fantasy, and that is not a JRPG anymore in its original sense.
No.
It's a Kingdom Hearts game.
You guys all know my feeling on Final Fantasy 15.
So, Persona, in all actuality, is keeping what JRPGs really are.
Yeah.
And gameplay and story-wise, I mean, you consider Nier a JRPG? That's a Devil May Cry.
It's a Devil May Cry.
It's considered a JRPG though.
It's Drakengard. What happened to you?
But
we've gone a long way. It's a long way from home. Go home. You're lost, kid.
What big franchises are left that are JRPGs?
I think Persona.
Yeah. What, the Bravely Default and Dragon Quest.
Star Ocean.
No, Star Ocean is an action RPG. That's like Tales. It's a completely different thing. We get away from the story. And I think the pacing of the story, and we talked about it, how this day pulls you forward, how these days pull you forward, how you're continually compelled. You're frustrated.
Well, the pacing's
Has
perfect
issues,
because it's
but-
curated. You don't have a choice of the pacing. The major story beats happen.
Yeah, and when they happen,
When they
on
happen.
set days.
Also, anytime you play any other RPG ever, you have no idea how long it's going to take you to beat it. You have a year.
It's
Every time.
It's
Yeah.
like
You know.
It's like
It's
Mass
how you
Effect.
spend it.
It's like Mass Effect's great achievement. They give you the illusion of choice.
Yeah, but Persona 5 really doesn't at a lot of aspects. I mean, you can choose how you're going to spend your days when you have them,
yeah.
but the game does do its job limiting you and progressing the story.
But there's so
forward.
many different facets that you can upgrade, and there's so many different things you can do every single day that every single playthrough is going to be different, and you never
I
feel
agree.
like the game is stale in any way.
Well, it's developing relationships is the
Yeah.
big thing. It's these characters,
Well,
I think. For
they
all
always
of it.
get me.
There's
Yeah.
a dating sim portion to this game.
Yeah.
And for example,
It
if
never
you-
feels
It's not even
too
just
much.
a dating sim. It's just you meet someone new and they're like, "Hey, you need this much knowledge to play."
Yeah, that's true. It's right. You can't even do some of these social links without having done the remedial daily tasks that
Yeah.
you feel are a bore and a bog sometimes because you're scheduling days where you read in the library and then go and eat a burger.
Yeah.
Nathan,
Well,
that
that's
was
the
a
thing.
day in Persona.
I watched it. Anne texts me and she's like, "Hey, you need this much guts to talk to her." And then I go, "Well, my next week is going to be filled with eating burgers and studying in the library and downing tons of hot coffee."
So does Persona delve into our most wants and passions through that? Oh, I want to talk to Anne, so I'm going to eat and do nothing but focus my life on improving
Right,
this
and
aspect.
then
Well,
when you
it's-
come into combat, you're like, yeah, me and Ann are really going crazy, and then everybody else is just like, you want me to
Well,
fucking back you up right
I
now?
guess that's real life.
It's a weird social sim. I think it's got its faults and its downfalls, that's for sure. And I think it's for
But it's a way to keep the game different on different playthroughs.
I agree.
Like if, say, the second playthrough you wanted to end up with Anne, you'd have to go a completely different route than what you would do with Makoto or the other people that you might meet. I'm not going to spoil anymore.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it. I mean, we're not far enough into the game to see like how we're spending these beginning days really affecting the long haul. And that's a big part of Persona. When you hit that last month and you're like, I have so much to do. You want to make sure you get the best ending and max out everyone's social link, and you're flying by the seat of your pants. All of a sudden, burgers don't matter.
Well, plus
You're eating enough burgers.
there's random points in the game where you aren't regularly meeting with people in your team on a normal basis. Like, what if it's summer vacation? There's not school anymore,
Yeah,
dude. Then
is-
what's going on?
Is there a big
you know what I
break
mean?
in this game? We don't know yet.
Well,
either,
right.
so.
You'll open up a text message and someone will be like, "Do you want to go to the palace?" Someone's life depends on it, and then you have to make the conscious decision to go eat that Big Bang burger
Yeah, you have to come.
over saving someone else's life.
You have to come
Right.
back to that text message.
Like, are you gonna screen your text messages of saving the world
All
to
I
go
can s-
watch a movie about the Yakuza?
I hope that
Like-
these people have like the red message thing,
Yeah.
because that would be terrible.
Yeah.
Like Ryuji's like, yeah, let's save the world, man, and you just like red
Oh.
at 6:17.
My favorite.
Next day,
My
he says
favorite.
the same thing.
Yeah, my favorite, Ryuji. Hey man, what you up to? Wanna go ahead in the hallway? And then you have to leave the classroom doing one of these.
Yeah, you have to ghost Ryuji every single day, dude.
Yeah, Ryuji
Like-
he takes the brunt of all of my social.
Poor
He's a
Ryuji,
bro
dude.
about it though.
Oh,
He's a bro
yeah.
about it.
We'll still go jogging.
He's just,
Yeah.
yeah, he's just, let's go
So
run or
favorite
something.
character out of all the characters in the beginning first palace or so. Do you guys have one that stood out for you guys really a ton? I mean, between Anne, Ryuji, Mona, the main character himself. I mean, honestly, I think that You know,
He's
just,
great.
he's a vessel. in which
Well,
we
he's a
play,
self-insert. It's
yeah.
hard to choose him.
So it's kind of like my shepherd's better than your shepherd. Is that
Yeah.
Right,
that
it's
we can make?
Shepherdson.
Well,
Okay,
if
so
I'm counting
Shepherdson.
Palace 2 and before, it's probably gonna be Mona.
Yeah, I would say Anne. I like Anne a lot.
Anne eats,
And-
sleeps, and breathes sex.
I mean, she doesn't, but she's.
Are you kidding me?
She doesn't. Literally.
She's got a zipper on her crotch.
That
dude.
doesn't mean anything. Maybe
It does
she's,
to me. That means
she's-
everything to me.
I mean,
I've
she's
seen
a
her
smart
costume.
lady.
That zipper goes all the way up to the turtleneck.
Yeah, she's a smart lady.
That being said, me personally, Ryuji, just because he is so funny, dude, and he
To be honest,
oh my god,
he's my favorite of all the character of his type and personas.
The
Was it-
best bro. The
yeah.
best friend.
the first guy you meet.
Every character has every
that
persona
first-
has that
that
first
best
friend
bud.
you make.
Yeah, that
and
bro guy.
He is the best out of
Yeah.
all of them.
He
in my
is so
opinion.
like I like him because he his heart is in the right place first of all, and you can like
He doesn't even-
he's that
sometimes-
intense
yeah.
bro, dude. But you know his heart's in the right place, so you can disregard any BS.
He
that
might
gives
say
you.
something stupid,
Right.
but you know that
Like,
it's
oh,
coming, yeah,
Ryuji!
it's coming from a good
Yeah.
place.
Oh, like
Yeah.
it's great.
I never get frustrated at any of these characters,
No.
despite me normally
Exactly.
getting frustrated at that behavior. 'Cause
Well,
they act a little cliche at times.
Every persona cast
Has-
has like, this is the athletic girl, this is
Yeah.
the pompous rich girl who runs a hotel.
Dude, they
This is,
act
you know,
like they're personas.
But also, this
They
game isn't that way, in my opinion. They represent a trope on the surface.
On the but they're a lot deeper, I think. than
Yeah.
we saw
They are, and that's
even
what you
3
get
or
as you
4
play.
get.
Well,
I love all the characters.
Well, like for example, Yukiko from Persona 4. Sorry, spoilers. 9 years. Get over it.
right.
Don't worry.
She had the good girl problems. Like,
Yeah.
she was a good girl. She was having problems being a good girl to her family. Like, Anne's problems are about, is she strong? Is she strong or not?
Yeah.
And like, not, is she gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's
So,
more mature.
yeah.
With a lot with the art direction and just the graphical style of the game and engine. Like, the game has matured.
And honestly, a lot of Anne's development, much like other characters, happened during a specific palace.
Yeah.
You learn most about Anne in the first palace and her relationship with
And
specific individuals.
honestly, for the first time, the first palace was really about 2 characters and not
Yeah,
one.
which is really cool. I appreciate that kind of acceleration. I hope that
To
doesn't
be
mean-
honest, the first palace deals with pretty
Right.
social links because
Yeah.
technically Makoto was introduced in the first
And
palace.
probably the harshest themes. I mean, overall, for me.
and hits close to home because
Well,
we've
so
all been
far.
in school.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to dig through.
But
and
so
some
far,
emotional
yeah, I
baggage
mean,
to uncheck. So
Student, teacher,
yeah, really, it's,
abuse, things like that.
I mean,
I-
overall,
I-
one of the main things I love is that each character, we all are a part of each character. We all have something that we can relate to with every character, and that's why this game drives us on.
Yeah.
Because we all, as I touched on earlier, having inner demons, dude, you know, some days are different than others, and each character deals with certain things, and
Yeah.
I don't know, that's what drives
I
me to
agree.
that game, is just every character. It just...
So we have a game with an incredible art direction. We have a game that handles adult themes and sexuality and abuse with incredible grace. We have a soundtrack.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's
Shoji Meguro killed it.
yeah, it's almost unfathomable how good it works within the game itself. We've got incredible characters, decent gameplay overall.
Yeah,
It's-
75%.
Yeah, I'd say it passes JRPG expectations for myself, and the visual style continues to make me
Totally.
care. What's wrong with this game? Is there anything that you guys have walked away with from Persona and felt like, this is a problem? I'm gonna feel bad 80 hours into this game because of this.
Like I said, I would just point to the gameplay that we talked about earlier, but at the same time, I'm not too upset when I go into the Palace or Mementos.
No, me either.
It's
I still feel engaged.
because I know that this money is going to allow me to call my teacher. I need 5,000 yen to do that. So
So it's a rough world, Persona.
Yeah.
It's really an allowance manager. So
If I had a game where
I need my
it
toy
was
guns.
it was only Persona's gameplay and nothing else, I would still love it. We're nitpicking because this game is so good in multiple ways.
You're right,
we have
you're
to
right.
find something.
you're right. That's
I'd
unfair.
still play it.
It's yeah.
Like, are
it's-
you kidding me?
I mean, to be honest, if I was playing a phone game that was the main mechanic was Persona, I wouldn't be playing it. Like the Persona
I
Battle
would. I mean, it's
But
just
to be honest, if they made a phone game based off Persona that used the Persona battle system, I could roll gems for a Persona character, I'd probably freaking play it. But I wouldn't play another property with that battle system.
Nor would I recommend investing in it.
But I mean, that's just me. You like the battle system more, but
I do.
everything else for me is above a 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
it goes above and beyond what's needed. I guess that's what a 10 out of 10 is really. But
yeah.
Well, the nice thing to add on to it, they do something new every time they come out with a Persona game with their battle system. And whether it be something that we've seen before, they try to change it up a little bit.
We didn't see anything truly new in this game, but we saw so much polish on everything.
Right, they
added
put everything around
it. They added a few elements, added the gun action, which I really like. It's good.
Yeah,
it's
I like it too. I think it's
also, we never touched on the end of a battle, how awesome that is.
Oh, yeah.
When he starts.
Well, yeah, it's the menu system in
Yeah.
general, like we were saying. It's just absolutely so good. I think for all of us, at least for me, I mean, I won't speak for you guys, I think Persona 5 gets an incredible recommendation. How would you guys feel? I mean, I would recommend picking this game up immediately. If you want to play it, because it is so worth your time. And if you are into JRPGs at all, it's one of the best I've seen in a long time.
Well, I'm just gonna say no. It's my game. You can't have it.
Okay.
Um,
That's how we're gonna play it then. All right, that's fine.
No, seriously, go out and play it. Buy it soon. Buy it now. Show Atlas that we, as the West, love this game because it deserves it. Even if you aren't a fan of JRPGs, it's worth it just to watch the story. Put it on easy, where you get infinite retries, and just plow through the game because it's worth meeting these characters and living in this world. And honestly, if you're ever interested about Japan, it gives you a little bit of a glimpse.
Yeah, you get to eat the cake a little bit. And play it too.
And like just
a cool game.
At the loading menus, like you get on the train, the loading screen is a train full of people.
Yeah.
Stylized.
Yeah. The silhouette stylization.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, all in all, go play it, go buy it.
That's
Certified Frosty.
I would say, if you're a fan of anime fighting personalities, having interesting party members, play it, because you'd be doing yourself a disservice. It's 10 years in the making. Chances are you've played a game that might come out every couple years. This is a game that it's generational. You aren't going to see something like this.
This will probably be the best JRPG on PS4, period.
Oh man, there was just 1,000 pitchforks raised.
I mean,
against us.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, no. To be honest, tell us why you disagree. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Persona 6 is on the PS4.
Like,
and they outdo this.
so far.
I don't think we're gonna see another Persona 5. Persona game
far, guys. God, throw me anything that would compete.
I think that if I was to wait a decade longer for an RPG, if I was choose between a Final Fantasy or a Persona at this point, I think my faith is more in Persona.
Yeah.
As a franchise at this point, and I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty miraculous to see a franchise that really, 15 years ago, no one was even talking about over here in the West, and here we are, having discussions about it and appreciating it, and it's getting incredible review scores. So
there's 5 Personas, right? Well, how long have they been in existence?
The environment's right.
You know?
The environment's right now for these games to thrive. Anime is bigger than it's ever been nowadays, and people are more accepting of different types of games.
And Atlas is the company to put the care into it. I think that's needed, because I don't know if that is other companies for.
To be honest, though, I haven't seen much advertisement about this game.
No, I don't think the advertisement needs to happen, though. This game is going to spread by word of mouth no matter what.
And to be honest, unlike a lot of anime companies, they have the budget to back up anything they really want to do in this game, and that's why I think this game is so good. They were like, oh, we have the PS4 now. We can really dish out a ton of stuff. Like, we can make this amazing. And they had the budget to back it up, so why not release a masterpiece that people will be talking about forever?
I was okay waiting the 6 months. No. I wasn't when it got initially
delayed.
Who was I wasn't when it got initially delayed. I was so upset. But now I'm alright with it.
To be fair, I was kind of excited that I was going to spend Valentine's Day with my fake girlfriend in Persona 5. And then, of course,
it's like 6 hours of
Forever Alone.
Forever Alone, dude.
So you recommend it?
Dude, are you kidding me?
Are you giving it the perfect?
Piece of amazing.
We're giving it the perfect 3 out of 3, guys.
Resounding yes.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't recommend it.
Well,
so far
to be
on
fair,
this channel, I do not have a good track record going.
Well, to be fair, I said I like JRPGs, and this is a good JRPG.
I think it's
If
the
you
best
like JRPGs in any way,
Yeah.
you're gonna like this game. Like, just
If
stop
you like
what you're doing.
yeah, anything that we've talked about at all,
Yeah.
any of it, play it.
Yeah, and go buy it. Go support Atlas right now if you can, guys. We're not joking. They could use the love and the showing of faith. So support this game. All three of us, I think, resoundingly thumbs up for Persona 5.
Yep.
So check it out as soon as you can. So that's all the time we have for today, guys. As usual, thanks so much for joining us. I'm so happy you guys were able to join me today and talk about this game we all love.
Thanks
And
for having us.
Yeah, man.
These guys, actually, if you like what they had to say, you like their personalities, we have a bit of a joint venture going on. There's a channel on YouTube. It's created. It has no content on it yet. It's called Tube Socks. There's a lot coming soon, guys. These guys are going to have a great voice on the internet. We're probably going to be doing a ton of stuff together. So in the description down below, there's going to be the YouTube link. Go ahead and click over there. Subscribe to them as well. Let's get that generating and going, because honestly, I like these guys a lot, and I think we're going to have a lot to say to all of you at home. So yeah, it's a little. It's a bromance.
Nice, man. You're okay too.
Yeah, capital. So thanks so much again, guys. As always, please remember to like, share, and subscribe this video to get the opinions out there. In the comments below, mention what you like about Persona 5. And remember, guys, at the end of the day, keep playing what you love. Thanks so much.